everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. We're here today with my dog dressed as Lamp. To do some crafting before we go over to a friend's house for Thanksgiving dinner. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Hey baby. With this busted up cone of shame. Hey. Hey Mikio. Hey Ria. Okay, go on, get down. You're gonna knock everything over. Okay. My butt to your butt. So yeah, it's Thanksgiving and my kitchen's a disaster, but I don't have a good excuse because we're not eating here. We're going over to a friend's house. Hey, careful, honey. Can you call the dog? He keeps... This was a poorly thought out decision. I should not have invited him up here.
If I save you, you'll never learn.
I know. Come on, honey. Just go sit on the couch or something. Okay, thank you. No, he won't stop chewing on his butt. Hey, Thanksgiving. I got a few questions for you when you're ready. I'm ready for you, Jordan. What are your questions? I like that, Manny. Happy Thanksgiving, all you Americans. Thanksgiving daytime with Vaughn and Randy. No, clone torture. What? In my country, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but happy Thanksgiving. Well, thank you. Oops. I'm just knocking stuff over. In our country, we use it as an excuse to complain about our family members and spend a lot of money in pre-celebration of Christmas. Right on. What were your questions, Jordan? Hey, Twisted. The dog has a funnel on his head. Great for eating turkey. Thanks, so, Shadow. Right? You know, you would think so, but he just keeps knocking everything over. But he won't stop, like, chewing on his butt. Oh, he had to put the cone on his head. Anita's crafting, too. Right on. How you on, Randy? Happy Thanksgiving to everyone everywhere. Because that's, I mean, all capitalistic motivations aside, I do wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I hope this holiday season is as low stress and good memory for you as possible. La 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 la. Blocking the first troll of the day.
Well, it is the holiday season. So,
I've been working on some stuff. Okay, Jordan says, I have my first jewelry soiree in December, but it's a charity for Puerto Rico. How do I present my pieces with the show with giving back? My friend suggested 40-60. What are your thoughts? Jordan, typically what I do whenever we're selling at a charity event is, like, a lot of the events will be, like, they'll have a charity auction within it, and then I just donate a couple of products to that charity auction. That way they can be raising that in particular. Like, we'll be doing a December show at the Episcopal Grace Church here in Carthage, Missouri. And the way that they do it is they charge tickets at the door on Friday for this, like, wine and cheese fundraising event, and have a charity auction. And then, so the booth fees from the vendors, and then the tickets at the door, and then whatever donations people make, and then the money raised for during the auction go towards the charity, but then you keep the rest of what you sell. Oh, well, thanks, Manny. I have not done any kind of staining on it or anything for like a year now. So, except for I tried to dye the underside of it green, but that faded out. So, I didn't bother bleaching it or anything. So, I hope that makes sense. So, yeah, the auction idea. I mean, because that way, you know, it gives you a kind of established way. Some charity shows that we've sold at ask for 10%. Lisa's waving at you, honey.
Hey.
He says, hey. Spa says, you have inspired me to learn wire work. I am making earrings today for Christmas gifts. Then your notification popped up, and here I am. I want to show you guys some of the stuff that I've been working on. Because Secret Santa sent me these PB, I don't know. These paints. These paints. And along with some glitter and stuff. So I'm actually going to just bring the camera in and over to try to show you guys. This is all the stuff I've been working on last night and today. I have not. We will be mailing it tomorrow, Twisted. But we do have a head start on December's. So here you can kind of see. The different pieces that we've been making. And then today's projects, like these ones I painted up last night. So they're for the most part dry. I'm going to let them cure for a few more days before I put ice resin on them. Rhea asks, what happened to the polymer clay cabochons you posted on Instagram? Okay.
Blue, right?
Well, I want to show you guys. Serious question. I'm a beginner, but I have experience with wire. Is wire wrapping sturdy enough to sell? I love rocks. I've been selling my wire wrap jewelry for about 10 years. If there are ever any pieces that I don't feel confident in their ability to hold the stone, I either rewrap it or hit it with a spot of E6000 on somewhere, or epoxy on somewhere that's pretty subtle, like usually on the back side somewhere. But yeah, I think wire wrapping is sturdy enough to sell. But just usually if you can take it and like swing it around on the chain and like slap it on your arm a few times and the stone doesn't pop out, it'll be fine. So, and that sounds extreme, but I mean, it can't be any worse than what the client would be putting it through. Think about, you know, it swinging around on a necklace chain all day. I'm glad to share my day with you, Travis. Oh, well, thanks, Jolene. What is your favorite project that you made on your YouTube channel? The necklace that had a tree on it is still my favorite. Like, I miss it. Like, of all the projects, I miss that one because I sold it. But I'm glad that it went to a new home. Serious. Okay, I already read that. Oh, what happened? Okay, so back to the polymer clay cabochons. Question. Was this a silent auction or a part of the show? It was, some of them are silent auction. Some of them will do it like auction style. But for the most part, it's usually a silent auction. People will buy tickets at the door. Like you get 5 tickets with your entry fee, but then you can buy more, and then you put tickets into the bag for what you want to win, and then they pull a name out. You know, so, or like raffle, or you can actually bid on stuff, or, you know. It's my pleasure to share what I've learned, Shadow Raven. Hey, Jenny. So the cabochons this morning, I'm going to show you. Okay. This right here was this color when it went in the oven. I don't know. I'm so mad. How do you store leather before you use it? Valerie, if you can see up there on the top of this case, but like shelving unit, that's how I store my leather. Just in rolls on a shelf I try to keep it out of direct sunlight because that'll kind of darken its color a little bit, and I try to put it somewhere where it's not going to get wet. Thanks, Trudy. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. But yeah, so what happened is last night I had baked these guys with that really nice, like, translucent opal clay, and then I mixed in some translucent blue. Like, this is after they've been shined and buffed. This is what it looks like before it's been shined and buffed. So let's get some before and after going. So I was like, I want to make more of these because I'm getting stuff made for sending out in December's Patreon package. So you can see the difference that the sanding and buffing makes for sure. And so I just used a silicone baking tray. Let me grab it for you so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about, because I don't want other people to be making my same mistakes. It's the very same. This is what I was baking with, you guys. I just put the clay in there. It even smells horribly burnt. Looks like you have a hot spot that spikes in your oven. Have you tried covering your work with upside down tray or paper? I haven't, Manny, because it's literally last night I packed this full of clay. Just like that. See how it goes in? Well, it's got a spot of black stain on the back. But I just packed the clay in. I baked it for 30 minutes at 275. I did not touch any of the settings. It was literally overnight. There wasn't any kind of preheating going on, anything like that. And today, same exact mold. What the crap? And I think the only difference, and then I baked a batch directly after it. And this was black clay to start with, but no burning, no bubbling. I figured I'd use something, because you can tell whenever black clay gets singed. But, with black, I don't really care if it gets singed. American Co asks, did I miss it? Why is the dog wearing a cone of shame? He has hot spots on his butt, and, I swept up, a Walmart bag worth of his fur that he's been ripping out. I don't know what his problem is. We're going to take him to the vet when it's not... Do what?
Said he's a cosplayer. He likes to dress as lamp.
Right? He's cosplaying a lamp right now. But no, I guess gremlins or something. Jordan says, I recently made 9 beautiful wire-wrapped chrome coins for a friend. Unfortunately, the jump rings failed on the chain. So embarrassing. What are your most embarrassing jewelry mistakes? There was this one time a lady came by our booth and was like, hey, I would like you to resize this belt that I bought from you a while ago. And I held it up to her, and I was like, okay, are you sure this is the size that you'd like? And she was like, yes. And so I cut it. And then I held it back up to her, and I cut it, too far back. And... and it was, way too short, and then I tried to piece it together, and it did not work out, so I'm just gonna have to remake the belt for her, I think. So, but that was probably the worst thing that's ever happened, is, oh crap, I'm sorry. Because most of the time I just, laugh it off. Oh, there was also this other time, and this was, 10 years ago. We had just started getting into doing chainmail.
Oh, that was years ago.
This was forever ago. I did measure twice and cut once. I just did it wrong. I need to measure 3 times and have Randy double check it for me. But I was like, yeah, chainmail's super durable. Ripped it apart, and I was like, it was dead soft aluminum wire, and it was a mess. So yeah, that was awful. But no. Oh, thanks, Jared. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Vaughn, did you say that the clear cabochons for your dragon eyes should be calibrated or non-calibrated? If you're going to be wire wrapping them, it doesn't matter. The only time that it matters for them to be calibrated is if you buy pre-made bezels like this. This is for a 40 millimeter round cabochon. The non-calibrated may or may not be the size that it says they are. Also, they might not be uniformly thick all the way through. Whereas a calibrated cabochon, these are some that are going out in this month's Patreon packages. Since they're calibrated, I know that every single one of them is going to be uniformly thick. And I'll be able to take this stone, or a cabochon, and place it in a store-bought tray, and it's going to fit. But again, if you're going to be wire wrapping it or setting it in polymer clay, it doesn't matter. Also, some of the cabs just don't say, in which case, get a little bit and risk it. And if they're non-calibrated, perfect opportunity to start wire wrapping. Hey, Valerie. Just wanted to pop in and say you're awesome, Vaughn. I'll catch the replay tonight. Thanks, Marie. Jordan says, so excited. My glass cabochons come tomorrow. Right on. I'm attempting to make a tiny, tiny pirate hat for my doggy. Hope I can pull it off. Have you tried the off-brand polymer clay sold at Michael's? The directions say to bake at 230, so it is not compatible with any Sculpey products. Well, I have not, probably specifically because it's non-compatible. I prefer the Sculpey. It doesn't buff and shine up as brightly as the Kato polymer clay. Kato and Fimo shine beautifully. But I think with a layer of varnish, it's basically the same, but I like the variation of colors that I can get widely available just off the shelf with Sculpey, as well as the low price, as well as it seems to be pretty durable. Amanda says, Yvonne, freaking out a little. I've gotten 6 projects to do around Christmas in New Year's. Any advice on what to do when you have a lot of commotion in a little amount of time? Knock out the small projects first. Take the smallest project and just do it. Because a lot of it, whenever I start to get overwhelmed with projects, it's like, and I freeze up and I don't get anything done. So it's like, just focus on one task and do it. And then focus on the next one and then do it. And it's like, in that way, it gets stuff tallied off your list, and then you can cram like the last 3 days with the biggest project. If you're better at time management than me, probably start the project that has the longest cure time first. Like things like these, I'm doing some PBO paint butterfly wings. This is going to have to wait 72 hours before I can do ice resin over it. So I would do something like this, and then leave it to sit and go do something else for a couple of days, and then come back to this project. But yeah, look at these ones. I mean, they puffed everything. The only difference, though, you guys, to finish that train of thought, is whenever I was baking this project, it's just a nightmare. I put the silicone baking mat first time. I put it directly into the toaster oven on the wire, and I just sat it in there directly on the wire, and it baked just fine. The second time, the time that it burnt and came out horrible, I put it in like this on a metal tray. And I think this metal tray being aluminum, it might have heated up very quickly, and so the heat around this, I think, heated up before the air around it heated up, so it burnt from the bottom. Because if you look, with the way that these are kind of bubbled, I don't know. I have no idea. But that's my theory. I haven't tested it yet because I don't feel like burning more clay. And this one, you guys, was going to be so pretty, and it blew up completely. But it was a cane from like a million years ago.
Something to do with perhaps it's old?
Yeah, but I conditioned it. I sat on it till it was warm. Yeah. And then I put it in there, and then I punched it a bunch with a round thing. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, Rebecca. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your mom. Okay. How did your business timeline progress? Asks Jordan. At what point did you decide to do a website and get a P.O. box? I've got the business cards already. Well, we started our business back in 2008. And I got a P.O. box back in March of this year. So, yeah. And then we printed our own business cards for the first couple of years and cut them out by hand. Because we're fancy. We're not fancy.
It was cheaper.
It was cheaper, quite frankly. Because we had time, but we didn't have money. Now, we've got more money than we do free time, so we outsource that stuff hard. It's just occurred to me, Randy, we should be downloading Photoshop onto the laptop, because I could take that over to James's and get him to give me a crash course in Photoshop.
Yep.
Do you want to do that for me? Or some other time?
Whatever.
Okay. And we started a website. I always had a DeviantArt right from the get-go with our business, because I wanted a gallery, and I use that same DeviantArt account now, because that way you can go through and you can see the very first things that I've uploaded, and you can see how my style has progressed, and just DeviantArt is a perfect platform for stuff like that. But we started a Weebly website maybe back in, I don't know, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
About 6 years ago, maybe longer.
It took us a while to get
It did take us a while to get a proper website up, but it's hard to get a foothold, because this was before social media was even very popular. So it was really difficult to generate an audience and kind of build things up that way. So I was just using DeviantArt and PayPal. And if people were like, oh, I really like this, how can I buy it? And I'm like, give me money, PayPal. So I do prefer having a website. And actually now I do all of my selling almost exclusively through Etsy for online sales at least. Hey Aristia. Manon says, my dragon eyes are selling very well. People love them. Thank you, Yvonne. I would have never done these without your tutorials. I'm so glad they're selling well for you, Manon. Sully says, I always put cardstock or old file covers bottom of my pan tent with foil. Right on. Oh, Jordan, we've tapped out all of our different Vistaprint coupons that we can use. They're like, no, give us actual money.
Give money or get out.
Where did she ask it in here in the stream? Rebecca?
Did she?
Please look at the question Mom asked you. I see you in all caps, but I don't see her question. Is there a bronze wire? Did you ever use it? How do you mean? Like, I use enameled copper for all of my wire wrapping. Hello, Yvonne. How are you today? Hey, Rista. I'm doing great. So you sent it, and can she resend it, Rebecca? I'm not seeing it, and I'm scrolling through. Sorry. Where's... Oh, there it is. Yvonne, just bought my first leather. Hope I can learn a lot from you. One thing I have a question is tanned leather on tools versus tools getting destroyed on colored leather. Don't understand. Tanned leather on tools getting destroyed. Well, as far as tooling goes, I use vegetable tanned exclusively. And you'll want to do the tooling before it's stained. I hope that I didn't quite understand the question. I'm sorry. So, hey, Horror, it's going pretty good. We're crafting for Thanksgiving. But yeah, this morning, they might be dry enough to show you guys. I've been doing some butterfly wing pendants. Well, they're going to be pendants. And you can see it's quite messy, but I'm going to be going through and like sanding the edges. Well, Secret Santa sent me a whole bunch of these PBO paints. And so I'll show you guys again. Some of y'all who have been in here already saw all this, but you can see all these different little cabs and stuff. Now, I have not domed these with ice resin yet. I'm going to have to let them cure for a few more days. But I I don't really want to pick them up and show them to you guys individually. But I kind of want to pick them up and show them to you guys individually. Is it true tools will get messed up using colored leather with the tools versus tanned leather? I don't understand that it's the inks. No, your tools like this that do like the stamping, the only thing that's going to mess these up is if you like melt it with fire, or if you take a file and take off the stuff, like it'll be fine. You can cut like with my scissors, you can cut them just fine, whether it's stained or unstained. The hole punches, like the staining, you don't have to worry about it messing your tools up. I would recommend letting the stain dry. But other than that, you should be okay. Manny says, did you get any of the pebbling effects with the PBO paints? Well, one of them I just did straight PBO paint because I wanted to see what that would look like. And this one was the PBO Prism. Look at how pretty. No additional effort. I just put junk in there and it did this. I just put the paint in there. And I think this is going to look super cool with the ice doming resin over it. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so that was the first one that I did. And then this one was a moon. This one. In the moon effect. With some, what color even was that? I think some of the sky blue vitriol. I don't know, I was just messing around. Valerie says, question, will you take an Amazon gift card for my December Patreon subscription? Yeah. Randy says no. I don't know, it's Valerie.
It's gonna be easier if it's all in one place.
Right. It's definitely not preferable. Randy says no because he knows how bad I am with organizing things. But I don't know. Send me a direct message, Valerie, and we'll get this worked out. On Patreon, if you could. Thank you. Because, like, my initial impulse is to be like, yeah, I can do that. And then it's, like, 3 months later, and you're like, how come I didn't get my stuff? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, because I suck at being a professional. This one was more prism, which I think is my favorite, with a red... How do I even pronounce that? Where did it even go? It's the vitriol. The crimson of this kind, which makes it look like stained glass. But this one's probably one of my favorites. How's your garden? We have some crazy beautiful roses blooming over. What?
Our garden is dead.
Our garden's dead right now. It was down below freezing last night, so every last little bit of everything is now dead. But the chickens are doing phenomenally. I have to put them to bed manually now because otherwise they roost like in the weirdest places. So I'm like, get in your coop. We're going to have to go and get them fresh straw when it's not the holiday. These paints are PBO paints. They were sent to me by a Secret Santa. And they are just the coolest things that I've gotten to kind of mess around with. They're a solvent-based paint, like an oil paint. And so they take a long time to dry, and the smell is kind of strong. It's not as strong as nail polish, though. But I'm getting to do a lot of interesting effects. This one was a moon with some vitriol, which I think I prefer putting the vitriol down first and then putting the moon or the prism because they react differently. And then, but I was just having fun and experimenting. This one was kind of like a chrysanthemum. I don't know. Jordan says, oh no, sorry about the garden. Do you start from scratch? I need chickens. I love eggs. I'd probably need like a dozen. We have 6 chickens now. It's okay, honey. And they keep us in eggs more than we can keep up with just the 2 of us. I used to be on live ham radio. I know how it is. Sorry, I got lost. We do start from the garden from scratch every year because like the strawberry plants come back and the cherry trees come back and stuff, but like the tomato plants are they don't survive the frost. Come here, honey. I think Z got himself stuck under the table. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Poor dog. Yvonne, when you make the butterfly wing, will you be putting holes in it or attaching your wire bales to them to hang on your neck with 2 wings side by side? Maybe. I don't know yet. I'm actually going to be going through and I'm getting a lot of practice out of the way because I'm going to be making a tutorial showing y'all exactly how I make these. Now, the connection point in the center was a little flimsy for what I liked. Is that spelled PVO paint? PBO. If you can see, if the camera's focusing. PEBEO. And there's a long line over each of the E's, so I think it's pronounced E, like not eh, but E, as a vowel. Can't wait to see the tutorial. Right, I'm excited. And so I wanted to show you guys some different options for you know, being able to hang it. I was just making these as little pendants that you'd be able to wear. But there's probably definitely ways that you could go about and make sure that your butterfly won't break. But, oh, I'm so excited though. But you can see this is kind of messy on the surface. So I'm going to let it dry completely and then I'm going to wet sand it and like maybe see how that works. So I'm getting all of the experimentation out of the way. No, Paul, don't eat that. No, it's burnt polymer clay. He doesn't need to be eating it. But it's you guys. I'm still so sad. It's so sad. Like, I need to go bury them in the backyard and, like, play taps on a kazoo. These ones came out really nice, though. Manny says, you could make a wire-weaved body for the wings and it would look really cool. That's actually a really good idea, Manny. I was looking at, the stamp sheet. It was a rubber stamp sheet. Play a dirge, yeah. That I used to make these. Has some dragonfly wings on it, too. So I was thinking about doing like a wire wrap polymer clay dragonfly fusion. Making deviled eggs for Thanksgiving. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Green bean casserole. Because I'm the only one who likes it out of me and Randy. Like, Randy doesn't like it. So I don't make it the rest of the year. But I make myself an entire 9x12 pan, or not, however big, the biggest pan I have. And then I just sit there and eat green bean casserole. Don't bury them, send them to me. Make artificial geodes with some of those. Okay, Valerie got dibs on all of these burnt ass polymer clay caps. Because she asked for it. Normally I would never send people my mess ups, but if you're like, yeah, send me that stuff. Now I'm keeping these ones for me because while they puffed, this was flat whenever I put it into the oven. But it's quite, like, I'm squeezing it as hard as I can. It's quite strong. It's just puffed. I don't know what happened. But these actually look pretty. I'm keeping these for me. But the ones that look like this, you can have these, Valerie. I was shooting for a blue version of this, and it came out all black and horrible. So I wish I had Thanksgiving here in Scotland. All the talk of food is making me jealous. Haha. Start your own. You could have Friendsgiving or just Meatsgiving if you like meat. You could have Happy I Love You Day. That's something that Randy and I celebrate. Just on a whim. It's like Happy I Love You Day. And we'll like have like a nice dinner and sit around and just hang out. Like basically holiday fun with none of the stress. The other day I found a whole bag of little stones without holes. Rose quartz, amethyst, and many more. Now I just need to learn how to wire wrap them. Right on. Are they flat on the back or are they like shaped differently? Like kind of just like tumbled stones. The theory about why the burned was correct. Thermodynamics. See, I can pretend like I understand science sometimes. Hoist some beer. Hey, Jim. As to connecting the pairs, embed coils on each side halfway, and then after they are baked with wire and beads. Ooh, that's a good idea, Anne. Hoarder. Yep. The burnt offerings will have a new home. Yay! This look me fun. Oh, thank you, Jim. I'm in the U.S. on the Gulf Coast. That's cool, Jared. Did you survive the hurricanes okay? Like, I saw a picture this morning. I was looking at something about memes, and it was during Hurricane Irma. Somebody had spray painted on the plywood they had boarded up their garage with, and it said Irma, like IRMA, but Irma Gerd. Sorry. I shouldn't be laughing. I hope everybody's okay. Some of them are flat, some of them are rounder and thicker. Right on. Those sound like they'd be pretty good for wire wrapping. You could probably set them in polymer clay too. Gator is alligator. It's like crocodiles and alligators. They're big things with lots of teeth that will eat you, given the opportunity. Science. Kate says snow/freezing rain here now. Good time to watch Minecraft. Polymer clay dog ornaments for the tree. Ooh. Gator, mini crocodiles, right? Well, it's like I watch a bunch of nature shows, so like I'm always, and I love the ones that are like talking about prehistoric, like the megalodons and like ancient turtles and stuff, like what modern species had evolved from, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Oh, I'd probably eat crocodile. Have we eaten crocodile?
I have. You haven't.
Was it at that restaurant? That one time?
Well, yeah. I mean, we didn't make it at home.
Well, no, we didn't make it at home. But we were together when you ate it?
No.
I thought you had crocodile at that restaurant where I drank
at
that.
The airport.
Oh. My airport? Was it a hot dog with crocodile?
No.
Like, I don't, explain this to me.
My dad was going off to
okay.
Iraq, and we were at the airport.
Okay. No, there was this time that whenever we went out with Cassie and Bonnie, and I drank that fish bowl.
You did have alligator.
We did have alligator.
Yeah, it was fried alligator bits.
Mm-hmm. I drank a whole fish bowl of blue alcohol one time. That's when I ate alligator, so I don't remember what it tasted like. Your birthstones, you did use them as little lava rocks in a fairy garden. That's a good idea. The strangest thing I had was rattlesnake. Ooh, I wonder if that was yummy.
Tastes like chicken.
Yeah, Jim says Randy's on the computer and is calm.
Oh, I'm not
Question
playing the standard game.
He's not playing the same game. We splurged a little bit. We had our pre-Christmas today, and I was like, Randy got a bunch of video games off of Steam, so I'm really excited for him to have more video games to play that he hopefully enjoys instead of yelling at the computer all day.
There is that.
There is that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that people are very nice to me and praise me quite frequently, and I'm like, y'all, I mess up stuff all the time. If y'all say that I'm awesome, you're awesome too. Because it's like so many artists are self-defacing. And I'm like, you can't say that. Because it's like, you can't be like, oh, Vaughn, your mess-ups are so great. And then tear yourself apart about, whenever you mess up. This happens. It's okay. You've got this. Because that's something that I have a friend who I don't know. I'm not even going to get into it, but she's amazing at everything. And is all like, oh, just really hard on herself. But then I'll mess up and she's like, oh, that same came out so cool. And I'm like, okay, take a little bit of this and apply it to you. Like, look at your own, if you would call them mistakes, with the same optimistic and opportunistic eye. Water Lily says, you're the most positive person I've ever seen, Vaughn. It's a whole lot of coffee and tie-dye. Vaughn, you're an evil influencer with your divine ginger and orange chocolate. Oh my god, isn't it good though, Sparky? Oh, it's good stuff. Bastille says, that's good advice, Vaughn. We all need to be nice to ourselves, right? Like, I feel like as artists and as people, more often than not, we're so much harder on ourselves. Then we say meaner things to ourselves in our heads than basically anyone else would ever say out loud to us. I know, Z-Dog, come here. Poor baby. He can't chew on his butt now, so he's really upset. I get intense about my crafts and stuff too, lol, but I like your advice. Right on. It's going up a bit. Hey, Teeny, it's good to see you in here. Right, and Manny says, the way I look at it, if you aren't making mistakes, you're not learning anything. That's exactly right. Whenever I teach hoop classes, people get real self-conscious about whenever they drop their hula hoop, and I'm like, if you're not dropping it, you're not learning anything new. Except for that gravity is still there. Oh, Carol asks, does Randy collect Pokemon cards? He does.
The original 150.
He only collects the original 150. Carol says, our vet has us wash the dog with Dawn dish soap, let it sit on for a few minutes, and then rinse. Helps the itching. Okay. Manny says, because of you, Vaughn, I'm leaving all my mistakes and bloopers in my videos so others can feel it's okay to not be perfect.
You can always put those at the end of your video.
Randy says you can put the bloopers in a reel at the end of the video, but also, hey, lamp, can you move, honey? Sorry, he keeps climbing underneath the tripod and getting the lamp stuck.
It is his favorite place.
It is his favorite place. Can you call him over there to you, though?
No.
Go to Daddy.
Oh, come here, little lamb.
Look at the little lamp.
Yeah, come here, little lamb.
Hey, Vaughn, have you put any more thought into that hot air balloon? I haven't. Haven't had the time. Okay, so going back to showing you guys more of these things. 'Cause I stayed up way late last night making... Oop, this is another one. This was Moon with... I wanted to do like little jellyfish, kind of. Like, I don't know, this stuff's way more abstract. This is one of my favorites too. I had gotten these bezels like a couple years ago. And just never really did anything with them because I don't have any square glass cabochons. I was going to put them like polymer clay in them, but then I didn't, and I kept not. And so I was like, these are perfect for this, the little tray bezels. Now these ones, the Secret Santa had sent me some flat glitter flakes which came out, like, this one's probably one of my favorites. It's the glitter flakes with the sky blue vitriol. And there's this stuff that I'm going to have to get more of because I'm using it more than anything. It is called lightning medium. And it's this yellow color, but that doesn't really show through at all. Like, it didn't make my blue more green by being a yellow color. It turned out to just be neutral. But it thins down the colors a little bit. Hey, watch your lamp. It's okay. It's okay. You're just a dog. It's okay. Sorry, that placates him. He's like, oh, okay. I'm just a dog. But yeah, I really like the little flakes. They're reflective, especially with the black background. And then this is I think the first one I had shown you guys with like the green. Oh, Bria says my heart goes out to Z. So you're getting sympathy from our friends on the internet because he's like, Mom, you have no sympathy for me. And I'm like, I've been listening to you chew on your butt for 2 days. I'm out of sympathy. You need to start not chewing on it. Because he starts doing it out of being bored too. Like, we've given him all the medication we can give him. And he just sits there and just keeps ripping out his fur. And so we're going to take him to the vet whenever it's not a holiday. If he doesn't start showing some improvement. But yeah, I really liked this one. Mm-hmm. This one was the first one that I used a ceramic paint in. And it made it much more opaque. Happy Pills says, hey Vaughn and everyone else, hope you're all having a great Thanksgiving. Right on. Patricia asks, happy Thanksgiving to you too, by the way. Patricia asks, what wire working tools would you recommend? Which brand won't ruin my wire? You could take the most expensive pliers on the planet, and if you kind of misuse it, it's going to mark up your wire. I've used super cheapo pliers from Walmart. Quite frequently actually. And so long as you're not squeezing real hard or letting it slip around, you should be fine, with not having to worry about your wire marring up. So it's less the tool and more the practice. I'd worry more about the tool messing your hands up. Hey Lauren, happy Thanksgiving.
Hey Lauren.
Randy says, hey. We miss you. I saw your nylon pliers being well loved. How long do they last generally? I've had that pair for 8 years. So a while. And I've never replaced the little nibbly bits on them. Thank you, Randy. Will you do a dance at 50 likes? Yup. I will. I used to dip for each
dance where you threw your back out.
I didn't throw my back out yesterday. Shut up. I don't want to talk about it. Why you always gotta bring that stuff up, Randy? Okay, dance. Oh. Okay. Next dance at 100 likes. You get better dance at 100 likes. Oh, give them. Z.
What you do, man?
Poor honey. Answering more questions. I have to leave to go to my sister's. I do some jewelry on the way. Oh, just kidding. But I love this stuff. Looking for your next video. Love y'all. Right on. And we have another wire wrapping tutorial coming out tomorrow. I already shot it and everything. I think. I need to edit it still. Well, it's uploaded. I just need to edit it and get it ready to... With 100... Randy might join my dance?
Nope.
Nope. He says no. Randy's not a public dancer. I've seen him dance like 6 times in almost 13 years. Yeah, tool dip you can get in a hardware store. Right on. Have you had your coffee? Like half of it. Ooh, that's good stuff though. The Wi-Fi here is terrible. Just wanted to say hi for a moment. Have a good stream. Bye, Lauren. And have an awesome day with your family and stuff. Like, eat all the food. I'm Fire Mountain Gems. Love everything. But I'm obsessed with crystal AB color transitions. What's your favorite? The AB. Anything that is multiple colors in one is my absolute favorite. Both from a personal aesthetic as well as for selling. They just sell better. Because if I have something that's just green... people who like green are the only ones who buy it, you know? Whereas if I have something that's like green, blue, and purple, people will be like, oh yeah, I like that blue. And then, or it's like casting a wider net.
Crikey, I like that.
Crikey, I like that. Look, no, Randy, I think that's racist. We can't just say that.
Probably.
Like, sorry to all my Australian friends. We're not saying that to be. We're not mocking a culture. We're just being idiots. Randy does have new games to play. Hey, Diane. Okay, so I did want to show you guys how these paint up a little bit, though. Finish is good, so is the China fire polished. Right on. Something must be wrong. This is the second live stream I made this week, right? Hey, Erin. Awesome point. I love your business points of view. So glad you're here to help all of us crafters. Oh, well, thanks, Jordan. I'm really glad to be helpful because a lot of these things are stuff that Randy and I just had to figure out, kind of hit and miss on our own. Let me see if I can't. Oh, turn this around, maybe? Right round, baby, right round, like a do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, but now I'm not going to be able to crepe. I'm going to have to figure out how to set the camera up. Because that thing's all the way over there. I don't think it's going to reach. I guess I'm going to have to move it. I didn't plan ahead for this. Hey, Buttons. Oh, you didn't miss too much. Just me rambling. Oh, what's this?
What's this?
Beehive Emporium?
What's this?
You want me to open
There's
this?
stuff in the mail. What's this?
Okay. Impromptu mail opening. When did that get there?
I got it yesterday.
No, when did it get right there?
Randy works in mysterious ways.
Doesn't he? Do you know that there's a cup on Amazon for I will take a potato and eat it? That's awesome. So I have no idea who this is from. It just says Beehive Emporium. Woo! Packing peanuts. A whole pack of packing peanuts. Excuse me. Ah, Z, you don't need to be in that corner, honey. Are you okay? Sorry, he's racking into the tripod right now. He's like, Mom, look at me. I'm a dog. Of course I'm not okay. Poor baby. Lamp dog. You can hear him running into everything. I feel so much for him, but it's from Beyonce. What? I didn't know Beyonce was into crafting. What? Neither did she. Okay. And it says, ooh. Okay, spoilers. I don't want to. She is now. That's nice. See, he's trying to bash the cone off of himself by hooking it on everything. What is this? What's this? What's this? There's magic in the air. What's this? Ooh.
There's this button too.
What's this? Y'all. Oh, you can't see it because the camera whites it out. It is a Green Man mask. Polymer clay mold. This is so cool.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
That's cool.
Ah. I think we're going to go over there and we're going to use this polymer clay mold. Because I think Z is less able to get himself tangled around literally everything over there. No, he's not. What am I talking about? The tripod will be over there just as much. Do what? Ow! Look at this dog. Just hit me in the butt with his cone. Excuse me, Z. Okay, sorry. Bye, Julie. Oops, running into the table.
You taking the charger with you?
Yeah, I'm taking the charger with me. The Photoshop installer is completely whited out.
Okay.
So I don't know if that means that it's working.
I don't either.
Okay.
That's where I left it.
Okay. Ooh, Secret Santa brought me a Green Man face. But yeah, here you can see a little bit better the perspective on that. What's this? What's this? My Z is just a dog. What's this? What's this? What time is it?
I didn't even have my phone.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Haven. Plugging the phone back in. I actually need to go blow my nose. I'm dying of allergies. Oh no, I'm dead to death. You what?
There's a Benadryl you can take.
Excuse me. No, I don't want to take any Benadryl. That stuff kills me. And now I'll actually be able to turn the camera around so folks can hang out and watch me make stuff and we can make stuff together. Okay, so polymer clay molds. Z won't stop glaring at me. It's not my fault you're itchy pup. Bless you, 6,342. How's the itchy puppy? He is a itchy puppy. He's very miserable. We gave him Benadryl and he will not lay down and go to bed. We gave him the pills from the vet. It doesn't seem to be doing anything for him. And then it's like I put like an anti-itch cream on his spots, but it's like we basically just need to dip him in it. Mikio says, great Thor review, Randy.
Yeah, I'm super not salty about it.
Go. Yeah, Randy's pretty upset about, go lay down, honey.
That particular...
Because he posted that video like ages ago.
No, I recorded that video ages
well,
ago.
he recorded it and uploaded it, is what I mean. But never, like, scheduled it to be uploaded. Like, published, I guess. So, until, like, yesterday. So, someone is talking about you when you sneeze. Well, shh, guys. I'd like to be able to, you know, not die to death. Maybe a cool pack? Maybe. Oatmeal shampoo bath. He's looking so sorry for himself, poor doggo. He is very sorry for himself. But we've done all we can for him. It's just a matter of waiting for him to heal up. Okay, so before we do the Green Man mold, I'm going to do the same stuff that I did before. So I'm going to move the camera. I am an American. I am an American from America.
Sounds risky.
Sounds risky. I don't know if I'd recommend it. It's not bad. I like it. I'm an earthling. That's a start. I'll claim that one. Like Cheetos. Wait, what? Water lily? Z losing hair and feels hot and smells funny? Like Cheetos? Yeah, basically. How'd you know he smelled like Cheetos? Come here, honey. I have to sniff you.
Doesn't smell like Cheetos.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, that's weird.
It smells just like Cheetos. What's wrong with my dog? Sorry, like, I'm not just trying to be funny, but it's, like, legit. If there's something wrong with my doggo, if there's a way to fix it.
Well, I think it's just time for him to go to the Cheeto factory.
Yeah. No, not Cheetos, Cheerios.
Oh.
Was they saying Cheetos?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Skin infection, fungal infection, antibiotics, and Monostat 7. We'll get them some today, then. Oh, I don't want to go to Walmart. We'll get them some. I was a vet tech. Right on. I don't live in America, but my job keeps me in Russia. I'm a trucker. Right on. There's actually, my mom and stepdad are both long haul, like over-the-road truckers here in America. So if you have a CDL or are qualified, I'm sure there'd be work for you. Well, I mean, I'm seeing hiring places all over the place. Putting this tripod out of the way so we can't. Poor honey. Okay. So now I can turn this around That's exactly what my vet said. There's low-grade infection. The horse would be fleas. It gets in their bloodstream. That's what my vet told me to use Dawn dish soap. Okay. We'll have to try that. Apple cider vinegar sprayed all over. We will do these things for my poor doggy. Thank you guys for your advice. Carol and Water Lily.
Oh, darn it.
What you darning it in?
Drowning stupid. Trying to kill the enemies.
Right on.
Oh, that's not a good thing.
I know. Sorry, I was reading somebody's comment. Sorry, Randy. Stephanie says, I just came in and heard you talking about truckers. I'm a trucker for 14 years. Right on. How much is the clock here? Here it is 22:10. It is 13:10 here. Okay, so here's a cane that I made, geez, like 3 or 4 years ago.
I actually can't make it 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes, huh?
Oh, okay.
In my gloriously messy workspace. Are you serious, Vaughn? Why do you live like this? And I'm just going to slice off about 4 or 5 millimeters thick. Just saw a piece of the news saying at the end of the year, the U.S. will need over 50,000 truckers. Wow. It's definitely, there's always seems to be work for it, and there's really good money in it. Mm-hmm. Like, my mom and her husband actually, haul explosives, like, to, like, quarries and stuff, or used to. And so it's like, you know, you have to get the different certification in hazmat and stuff, but, yeah, talking about this, it'll probably demonetize the video, or something. So now I'm just cramming this into the thing, but everybody needs to get stuff moved everywhere, and trains can't do it all by themselves, so there's always money in the trucking industry.
There's always money in the banana stand.
There's always money in the banana stand. But it is seriously hard work, though. Like, I'm grateful every day that I'm not a truck driver, because I would not want to have to do that. Z, honey. It's okay, baby.
Is it?
No, it's not, but I don't know what else to tell him. Stop abusing clay. It did not do anything to you. Well, since it's a cane, I can't, like, recondition it. So, I have to abuse it. Just to make sure that all the polymers are still stuck together. There we go. Seems like the rest of the younger generation wants to do hard work these days. That is for another video. Yeah, and, you know, I don't think anybody wants to do hard work. And it's really hard to do hard work all day for what you feel like is next to no money. Yeah, chose not to become an owner-operator. It's really nice to kind of be able to rely on a company, but it's hard to find good dispatchers. Because that's Randy, last winter, whenever Randy had to get on at the factory, he was completely happy working his ass off, like, for 2 weeks until he got his paycheck. And he's like, no way, I've been working this hard for this little bit of money. Hey, Derpy. So now I'm going to take same cane, just slicing it. I'm going to take it and kind of shape it around. My personality is part of the younger generation. I have no problem working hard. And it's always a broad brush to paint with, too, being like, oh, well, old people this or young people that. But what it boils down to is almost all of my friends who have full-time jobs, who, you know, work very hard, still can barely make ends meet. And it's like, that's very discouraging. You know, it's like, I love working hard because it's my own business, and the amount of work that I do is directly correlated. The harder I work here on YouTube and with making inventory and with, you know, making and selling our products that we make, the better we as a company do. And so that promotes, you know, well, working harder. Whereas, when Randy worked at the factory, or whenever he was working for Walmart, it was like, what's the point in working hard? They're just going to pay me the same crap wage anyways. Okay, so I'm just using the same cane, and I'm going to try to, I don't know how I can get it to fit into these bigger ones. Ooh, maybe I could do 3. We're better off than a lot of countries, but if you like what you are doing, it doesn't work, right? Oh, well, thank you, Manny. It's baked on stuff. I don't have any baby wipes on hand. It's a whole lot of me being lazy right there. So I'm going to cut off 3.
You want some baby wipes?
Maybe. I want Z to feel better, poor baby.
Yeah, I do too, but...
So I'm just going to come through and... How do we even... I don't know how to... Happy Thanksgiving, Melissa. Vaughn, in that situation, you are very lucky. Most people... Oh, thank you, love. Most people do not make it when they make their own small business. I failed during my first one. Right on. And that's... Randy and I have been super fortunate that, that this has been working out for us. But, I do have faith in other people, that it's to learn from your failures and your mistakes and your mishaps. And quite frankly, sometimes it just helps to be really lucky. As my stepdad says, he'd rather be lucky than smart. And I'm like, that's fair. So I'm just kind of taking these and trying my best to cram them together. Hey, Diane, Z has a fungal skin infection, and his meds haven't kicked in yet, and he's very upset about existence right now. I think hard work and persistence, yep. Working on year 2 here, and each day is questionable at times. Amen, Valerie. It's really hard. It super is. Like, Randy and I don't think we actually turned a profit of any sort until, like, our 3rd year. And it's hard to work every day, all day, every day, for 3 years, no breaks, and be like, well, I hope we can get groceries this month, you know? And so I'm just using up this old cane, just kind of messing around. I started out owning your business is really hard. It's been 1 year since I've started, and sometimes I feel like giving up. No, it's keep at it. If it's still making you happy, please keep at it. Randy had to get a job at a local factory last year, but other than that, this is all that Randy and I do is our business.
Our business and YouTube.
Is we make videos here on YouTube, and we sell jewelry and costumes at conventions and craft shows. So this is our that's it. Jim says, reminds me of Millefory glass. That's actually the same kind of concept and technique of layering and stacking the colors together. And I'm being a little wasteful. I should be doing just veneers, but this cane is like, I mean, it really is. It's pretty old. I need to clear out some space for new stuff. New projects. So there we go, cleaning off my acrylic roller. Luckily I have a work-at-home job with Amazon to have money, but the time is my problem. 2 full-time jobs isn't easy some days. The truth. You speak the truth, Valerie. And that's honestly, shooey. It's just hard, but that's life, though. Everything's hard. There we go. And so I'm going to be trying this again to bake. And this is another cane that I think I'm going to use up. I've worked hard in factories for years, and they've either shut down or laid off people, so nothing is guaranteed. So you may as well be doing what you love and struggling to doing something you don't. Do you got Randy?
So ain't that true?
That is so true. That's Randy got laid off at the Amana or Goodman factory when we lived in Tennessee. And it was just like the only places in town to work were either there or Walmart. Or you drive 45 minutes out to the next city over. And it's like the little truck we had, it couldn't, there was no way it was gonna make it, to the next town over. It could barely drive around in town. I have to say, my new jewelry business is so rewarding in the fact that I'm doing what I love. I do hope to get to the point where my sale job, and I'm optimistic it will. You definitely inspire me. I'm so glad to be helpful to you, Jordan. Like, it's very exciting, always. But it can be really discouraging at times, too. So don't let that get in the way of you enjoying yourself. So if you're using a cane and you want to make it last a little longer, you can actually come through and do like how I'm doing here. And just slice thinner veneers. And you can kind of just smoosh and smudge it in. And then I'm going to come through and I'm going to fill in the back with just some black. I've worked at the same job for 25 years and still love it. Right on. I just got laid off, hence why I finally said frig it and I'm doing what I love now, right? It's nothing like being forced into a new situation to, kind of push that change. Oh, right on. I have 2 more card games to get out. Ooh. What would American truckers say if it would come with my Kamaz truck to America?
No idea.
No idea. Well, that's the thing is truckers, like any, field of work, they're all just people too. I'm sure they'd have different opinions. But fortunately, most of the people that I've met along the way are very friendly and very open-minded. For me, Etsy charges like 20 cents per post. And then like I don't know, a couple dollars. It's the fees aren't any worse really than what eBay or PayPal take out. So I may have missed this. Did you buy or make this cane? I made this cane, Lisa, ages and ages ago. But I'm not too attached to it, but I don't want to just throw like junk clay into this because I'm going to try to rebake this without the pan underneath it to see if it still comes out okay. But yeah, you can just slice a reasonably thin veneer. These are thicker since if it were a freshly made cane and I didn't have to worry about the risk of it like crumbling apart, I would be slicing them much thinner. But since this cane is like 5 or 6 years old, which, I mean, it just goes to show they hold up really well. Manon asks, does Randy make jewelry? We never see him do any. Make him do a tutorial, lol. Randy does a lot of the jewelry. He does almost all of our chainmail. So like all of our stretchy chainmail bracelets. That was Randy. I don't know if you could hear him just laughing in the background manically.
We never see you do anything.
We never see you do anything, Randy. No, Randy does a lot. He also does all of our driving, which comes in super handy because I like to sleep in the van. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Have you guys going to Donner Home? Right on. Have fun, Izzy. That's true, Aaron. Aaron's sticking up for you, Randy. He says Randy works with the jump rings, so you see him and open them a lot. And that he do. I'm working with H&M for 15 years now, loving it. Right on. Well, thanks for hanging out, Trinity. Oh, yeah, what's your question? How do I know if a wire is half hard, and where do I find it? Rio Grande is really good about saying specifically what kind of wire it is. But honestly, more often than not, I just kind of touch it a little bit. And if it feels... Sorry, I feel another sneeze coming on. If it feels like it springs back quite a bit, a lot of the wires at Walmart are either half or full hard. And that's if you have access to a Walmart. But, so that's kind of something to keep in mind. Hey, Rachel, we're making some polymer clay stuff. Hey, yeah, well, thanks, Neri. I hope you have a wonderful day. What do you keep your clay stored in to keep it from drying out? I store my clay in these drawers. You can see here, this is a cane that I had made ages and ages ago. Oop. Of like little butterfly wings. Are you going to focus, camera, maybe? No. Nope. Stinking camera. But yeah, you can see I've got quite a bit of it here in these drawers, and I just kind of pop it in there. And then I also have all of these over here. More polymer clay. And I just get those in like the tool section of like Walmart or Lowe's or, you know, wherever we are at any given moment. But yeah, the only thing though, you can see how much this crumbles. He gets the mail, he feeds me. That's very true, Manny. Salted says, hi Yvonne, I really love your tutorials. Today I followed your live stream for the first time from Germany. Sorry for my poor English. You're really inspiring. Your English is fantastic, Salted. Danke for watching. Okay. Jim says, I'll flip this around. Jim is asking me to describe dead soft and half hard and full hard for you guys. This is a wire, aluminum wire, that is dead soft. And I know this because I can take it and go like that. There's no spring back, there's no anything. It's very soft and buttery to work with, if that makes sense. Like whenever I'm working with a dead soft wire, it feels chewy almost. Like whenever you're cutting through it, it feels like, I don't know, there's still that snip, but getting through the wire, yeah, it's a lazy wire. Thank you, Erin. Whereas we have this here, this is a full hard wire, where I can kind of stretch it out, but this is, it's a quite stiff, firm, very difficult to work with, very difficult to get it to do something other than what it wants to do. With this one, we had to actually hook it up to a drill and kind of coil it. Can you tell us, where do you use what wires for what job? Well, I only use the half hard or full hard wire for making chainmail rings. That's the only thing I use it for. And it's because I want something that whenever the ring is cut, I'll be able to take it and open or close it, and it'll stay how we put it. Like, it'll stay that way. We can hang stuff off of it, and it's not going to just warp apart. Like, this is me going one at each end. It holds together pretty well. Now, I can still wrench it open like that, But I use Dead Soft for all of my wire wrapping. This is actually tomorrow's tutorial. Oh man, and you're fine. We have some Randy fans in here that like to fortunately they did jump to his defense. But no, and that's the thing, is you can squish it. So stuff like this one, this is actually, y'all are getting a sneak peek. This is tomorrow's tutorial. Hush, baby. It's okay. It's okay, honey. You'll be alright. And this was done with a Dead Soft copper core wire. And this one was that Dead Soft aluminum in a much thicker gauge. And so this one, it is much squishier, but I could go through with my nylon jaw pliers and squish. And whenever you kind of smush it, it work hardens it a little bit. It gets, you know, it's like hammering something. Makes it stiffer, more brittle, but it'll also hold its shape better. Like, does that help? I hope. You don't want it to squish out of shape when customers wear it. Well, see, that's the thing, is that with this one, even tugging on it, it's not really changing its shape too much. And that's where I come into using thicker, heavier wires. And then depending on the medium, you could always put it through a tumbler, and that will stiffen it up for you as well. So thanks, Cynthia. Vanessa says, watching while cooking, your voice is soothing, so it keeps me from panic cooking. Right on. Well, it's Z's stressing me out, so I'm actually going to get off of here, and I'm going to go hang out with my dog and try to make him feel better about life. So thanks you guys so much for hanging out with me. Sorry we didn't really get anything done, but I will bake this. I'm going to fill it up the rest of the way, and then we're going to bake it, and I will keep you guys posted about, oh God, the whole thing just smells burnt. Oof. Do you want to sniff it? Yeah, I don't like it either. He's just looking at me like, I want to eat that. Phew, that smell.
You were way far back.
I am way, way far back. Oh, goodness. Happy Turkey Day again. Thanks for your tutorials. Bye, Carol. Thanks. But yeah, we'll see you guys. If you burn them, you can send them to me too. It was really great hanging out with y'all. Guys, my Randy. Okay. Bye, guys. Happy crafting and happy Thanksgiving. Mwah. Bye.